Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. And a very good morning to everyone. Hi, my name is Azlina binti Abu Bakar. I'm from Sultan Idris Education University, Malaysia. I'm so excited to be here to share with you an interesting study about social media and sexual misconduct among adolescents. Actually, this study is supported by internal grants from UPSI. So the title of my article is Cybersecurity and Media in Schools, Sexual Misconduct Among Adolescents. Okay, let's take a look at introduction first. Okay, sexual misconduct refers to behavior or acts that violate the boundaries of intercourse between men and women that have been outlined by Islam from aspects such as holding, watching, pornographic communication, undressing, and dating. Okay, so social media applications such as Facebook, Twitter, WeChat, Instagram, and various other social media applications that are available and easily accessible through the Play Store and Apple Store. Applications can be obtained for free, and users only need the internet access. These social media applications are very easy to use and offer a wide variety of ways for users to interact online. Some teenagers are confused and unable to assess the true picture of social interaction, where social interaction in the view of these teenagers is virtual, full of freedom, even something that is personal in real life, but in the cyber world, personal meaning has been different. This encourages teenagers to tend to engage in negative behaviors in cyberspace. A total 184 cases of sexual crimes were reported in 2015, and of that number, 138 cases involved with victims who were identified through WeChat, Facebook, 35 cases, and the rest through WhatsApp and TikTok. These statistics show the occurrence of sexual misconduct as a result of the influence of social media use on adolescents, and this situation is a matter of concern because the average adolescent involved in this case is under 16 years old and are still in school. This is according to sexual crime statistics from January to December 2015. Okay. The theoretical framework in this study is Professor Brenner's theoretical ecology or ecological theory, in which this theory was introduced by Eric Brenner in 1917. The theory states that individual development is influenced by the socio-cultural environment. It presents four ecological systems, like in this picture: microsystems, mesosystems, exosystems, and macrosystems. Okay, in which these systems interact with an individual involved. So it is mutual relationship between individual and environment. Okay, so this interaction takes place between the individual and the family, the fellow peers, and other people close to the individual, including the socio-cultural influence of the family, community, culture, the society, the culture, and also the social media, of course. Okay. Statistics released by the Ministry of Health Malaysia in 2015 stated a total of 3,980 cases, which is 38.8% of 13,831 adolescents aged from 10 to 19 years pregnant with illegitimate children. As many as 35% of the total are unmarried, and on average there are 1,500 cases of teenage pregnancies in a month, and 50 cases a day are reported nationwide. This report was submitted in Utusan dated 10 September 2016. A total of more than 50,000 more than 500,000 births of illegitimate children were registered with the National Registration Department from 2005 to 2015. These statistics show the phenomenon of sexual abuse that occurs in Malaysia. This statistic illustrates that the most worrying social problem because it is clearly observed that teenagers in schools are involved in the problem of sexual misconduct, which needs a very serious attention. The effects of this sexual abuse not only involve an increase in the statistics of pregnant adolescents, but also contribute to an increase in the statistics in cases involving abortion, where there are 432 cases of abortion from 2011 to June 2015 issued by the Royal Malaysian Police, VDRM. Breadcrumb cases involving friends known through social media are also among the cybercrimes in the press. Kispen 2011 found that exposure to sexual images on the internet has a significant effect on sexual coercion. Landry 2017 stated that the use of social media for experienced individuals leads to sexually oriented communication. This study also found that there was a positive relationship between SMS frequency and increased sexual risk behavior. Social media gives space for teenagers to communicate, but this abuse of social media risks teenagers to engage in sexually explicit communication. Accordingly, this study will focus on several types of social media applications that are trending among adolescents today and examine the influence of these social media applications on adolescent sexual misconduct. Therefore, the objectives of this study. So the objectives of this study are first, to identify the level of use of social media such as Facebook, WeChat, Twitter, Bigo Live, WhatsApp, Instagram among secondary school students in the Northern District of Peninsular Malaysia. Second, to identify the influence of social media on sexual misconduct among secondary school students in the Northern District of Peninsular Malaysia. In this study, samples are 280 secondary schools adolescents in the Northern District of Peninsular Malaysia. The process performed by this quantitative research is a random sampling process where through the sampling each district has the same opportunity to be selected to represent the population. The states of Perak, Kedah including Langkawi meet the criteria of the study sample to be conducted by the researchers. Okay, let's look at the instrument. The questionnaire of the study is divided into three parts. Part A is the sample demographic information such as gender, social media accounts owned by the sample and social media usage per day. Part B is the use of social media, which included items such as to communicate and interact with others, to express themselves and feelings, find information such as news, add contacts, be a source of income, and to find entertainment. This questionnaire was validated and confirmed by two experts in educational psychology. Part B of this questionnaire is accompanied by the 5 Likert scales. Section C involves checklist for sexual misconduct, which was developed by Rosley 2015. This section contains 5 subconstructs, such as namely holding, watching, pornographic communications, undressing, and dating. Result of reliability test of composite reliability of 0.90 and comma alpha of 0.88 show that the instruments work well with the samples. To answer the first objective, this table shows the total frequency of use of social media. among the samples. This shows that the use of social media such as Facebook, WeChat, Twitter, Bigo Live, WhatsApp, and Instagram among the sample is very high. As you can see, the majority access the social media more than 5 hours per day, about 51% of 280 samples. Table 2 shows that the social media usage model explains by 12%. In other words, the predictor of social malpractice purpose items contributes about 12% of the variance change in social media usage. The result of the statistical test show that the items of social misappropriation beta 0.078 with p-value less than 0.05 were significant predictors of social media use. From the beta aspect, for every change of 1 unit in social misconduct items, the change in social media usage is 0.085 units. It can be concluded that social media influences sexual misconduct among samples. Hypothesis accepted at 95% as confidence level. Okay. The most surprising finding is that there are samples who have social media account for gays, and some Malay youth interest in dating is meant to do evil or discuss about sex. Therefore, those who are active on social media could partake in more risky sexual behaviors because of a larger peer network influencing their attitudes and social norms. Internet facilities serve as a catalyst for the existence of social media. This social media is a communication network that has features such as interactive and communication that combines various types of communication elements including oral, written, visual, sound, and video that make virtual communication interesting. Adolescents nowadays are influenced by modern lifestyles in line with the development of the internet and social media, where social media offers a way to connect and communicate with new and old friends without limits to the rest of the world. The use of mobile phones by these teenagers has become a global phenomenon where these teenagers are so easy to access various types of social media medium wherever they are. Rostovsky 2014 found that 5 negative effects of excessive internet use, such as interpersonal problems, behavioral problems, physical problems, psychological problems, and problems involving adults, where there are between internet users and social media are addicted to the internet, and internet abuse for immoral purposes, such as accessing pornographic sites. There are also some internet and social media users involved in problems such as engaging in cyber sexuality, there is sexually explicit media sites, pornographic videos, pornography, involvement in online relationships, and online gambling, and this indirectly affects individuals and people around where involvement in online relationships and cyber sexual addiction can lead to sexual misconduct. The research discourse on the study of risk and protective factors on sexual and reproductive health of adolescents states that the statistics of the Ministry of Health in 2015 revealed as many as more than 3,000 cases, almost 4,000 cases actually, or almost 30% of adolescents aged from 10 to 19 years pregnant out of wedlock. Findings obtained through a study found that young people who use the internet excessively actually have many problems, including problems in establishing social relationships, attitude problems, physical and health problems, psychological problems, such as difficult to control emotions, difficult to make decisions, and also affect quality of individual work. Malaysians are the third highest internet user in Southeast Asia after Singapore and Brunei. If roughly estimated, the use of time in a day by most teenagers in Malaysia, which is 8 hours to sleep, 6 to 7 hours in school, and the remaining 8 hours for other activities, these teenagers spend half of the remaining hours in a day or 5 hours, actually more than 5 hours, and above, okay, 5 hours and above, just to socialize in cyberspace. Excessive time on the cyberspace to socialize is feared to impede the emotional, intellectual, and social development of adolescents, where, according to Wilgar 2016, adolescents who are too obsessed in cyberspace will not help them through a healthy and orderly development process. As a conclusion of my presentation, social networking sites are built such a way that they are user-friendly, easy to navigate, easily connecting to new people, can be obtained or for free, and make them open to everybody, so it's very easy to access. The findings from the study are expected to provide a signal to parents, teachers, or members of the community, and certainly the Ministry of Education to take proactive measures to address this issue. Through this study, it is hoped to open the minds of parents to monitor their children in the process of interacting using social media to curb negative influences that will increase health risk, such as internet addiction, anxiety, obesity, and social isolation. It is hoped that the findings of the study will open up space and become a bridge of discussion among policymakers, either in the Ministry of Education or in the state education departments, to look at this issue more critically and find concrete solutions to further strengthen religious beliefs and subsequently construct modules or introduce measures related to sexual misconduct involving adolescents in Malaysia. So that's all my presentation. Thank you for your attention. Bye.